on page 28. 4. Parshas Chayesara. The servant then took out silver and gold items and clothes, and gave them to Rivka, and he gave sweet delicacies to her brother and mother. Nun Gimel. Migdanos are sweet delicacies. This has the same meaning of fine fruits. He brought with him various fruits of the land of Israel. So that's what the Migdanos are, particularly some of the prized fruits of Israel. He and the men who were with him ate and drank and stayed the night. And they got up the next morning, and the servant said, let me leave, now it's my master. You agree that the girl is, should marry Yitzchak? Let's go. Nun Daled Ve'elinu Rashi, they stayed the night. As Rashi said earlier, Lina, Lalin, is to stay one night. Lalun would mean to stay for more than one night. So here it's a stay. They stayed. I guess it was said Vayalunu would be that they stayed nights. So they stayed over for an indeterminate amount of time. But it's Vayalinu, they said one night. He's like, come on. It's been 12 hours. Let's go. No, the brother and mother replied, let the girl stay with Yima. Her brother and mother replied, they're here anymore. Where was he? Because departure, an angel came and killed him. Ooh. Which is the Medrash is hinted to in the fact that there's no father being mentioned anymore. Yamim. So they said, there's negotiation, right? Oh yeah, she can go. The next day, well, she can go, but let her stay a year or 10 months. Now the word for year is not year, typical year, shana. It says days. Let her stay days or months, right? So Rashi says yamim means a day. It means literally days, but actually means a year. How do I know this? We see other precedent in the Yamim Tigulasa in Vayikra. It says a full days, which means a year, will be the redemption of a city that's sold. Because why? It was customary to give a maiden 12 months to ready herself and provide herself with jewelry and all whatever stuff she needs to be a married woman.
We're talking.
Means actually 10 months. I'm telling you, means don't take it literally days, because it doesn't make thing, and then if you don't get it, you ask a big thing. It's the opposite. You ask a big thing, you don't get it, you then ask for a smaller thing.
Wow, that's originator. Maybe.
So therefore, we have to be the more, the less usual term of days. It means days is a euphemism for a full year, and 10 is 10 months. Give her a year. Not a year, 10 months.
Originator.
He said to them, do not delay me. Don't delay me at all, for the Hashem has led my path to success. Let me leave so that I may go to my master.
Why do they refer to Rivka as her sister? Their sister.
Let's see. Wait. I'm not up to the honest. Your sister.
All right, that's it. It's after that. No, that.
So let's when we get there, we'll ask. Okay. Vayemers, they said, Nikra lanara. Let's ask the girl, the maiden, V'nishalas pia, and ask her opinion. Rashi, V'nishalas pia will ask her opinion. From here we learn, eventually it became canonized as a Jewish law, that you cannot marry a woman except with her consent. Nun ches v'ikru they called Rivka and they told her,
Why would you want to do something? If it's not her consent, then it's rape.
In certain countries, the girl has no choice in the matter. In those days, this is a huge, you're right. Today, it makes sense. You don't force a woman to get married.
Yeah.
Even when there's an arranged marriage, the girl has to want to be married. In many cultures, particularly back then, that was non-existent. The girl had no say in the matter.
I got it.
But Judaism is ahead of its time. It's already saying,
Russia.
Vayikru l'Rivka v'Yimrela, they called Rivka and asked her, "Haselchem ish hazeh, will you go with this man?" V'Tem, she said, "Yes, Elech, I will go." Rashi, V'Tem Elech, I will go ma'atzmi, of my own accord, even if you don't want. I will go. I want to go of my own accord, even if you do not want. She could have just said yes. She said, "I will go" is more like, I'm going, which means with you or without you, without your consent. Nun tes, they let Rivka, their sister, as you mentioned, Alan, leave with her nurse, and Avram's servant and his men. Their sister, my guess would be why I refer to the sister, since there's no father anymore. Who's the patriarch of the home now? Her older brother. So it's more referenced in her. She's referenced in regards to the older brother, who's now the patriarch of the family. He's Michael Corleone now. Okay, Samach. They blessed Rivka and they said to her, "Our sister, may you be the one to produce tens of millions. And may your descendants take possession of the towns of those who hate them." So this is their blessing. May you be the one to produce tens of millions. May your descendants take possession of the towns of those who hate them. Let's see Rashi. May you be the one to produce tens of millions, says Rashi. What does this mean? May you and your descendants be the one that gets, may Rivka's union with this son of Avram be the one of which Avram was blessed in Mount Moriah, that Hashem said, "I will greatly multiply your descendants." May it be God's will that those descendants come from you and not from another woman. Samach Aleph 61.
If we say it's our sister, then it means that she had another brother or another sister. And is there another sister there for Rivka?
I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. Could be.
Because they repeat it twice. Achotenu and Achotam.
Right. Good question. Let's see if we can get a quick cheat sheet where, in the Uzdan edition, Kas Chumash. What page?
142.
They don't. No one seems to. I mean, here at least, and this is not a proof, but no one is wondering. This Chumash is not wondering about the plural of their sister, our sister. I'm not sure why. My guess would be there probably were other siblings. We don't mention them at all because they're not relevant. It would make right. It could be very well that there was more than one sibling. We only mentioned the primary sibling, who was Lavan, the main character, ultimately becoming the patriarch of the family, etc. That would be my guess. Yeah. Okay. So moving along, may it be God's will, says Rashi, that the descendants that promised to Abraham, the stars in the sand, should come from you and not from another woman. Samach Aleph Rashi, Pasuk, verse 61. Vatakam Rivka and Adiseh. Rivka and her attendants rose. They mounted the camels. And they went after the man. And the servant took Rivka and went on his way. Samach Beis, Yitzchak ba mebai. Yitzchak had just come Be'er Lachayrei, from Be'er Lachayrei, who Yeshua is connected, for he was living in the southern land. Samach Beis. Shahalach, he went, why did he go to Be'er Lachayrei? That was where Hagar was. He went to bring Hagar back to Avram to remarry her. Isn't it interesting? Avram's making a shidduch for Yitzchak, Yitzchak making a shidduch for Avram to remarry his old wife. Yosher is the Negev, he was living in the southern land, near that well, as it says, Avram traveled from towards the southern land. He settled in Kadesh and Shur, and there the well was situated. Is there between Yitzchak went out towards even to pray in the field. He looked up and saw camels approaching. Expression of praying means to pray, but it's the idea of pouring. You're pouring out your heart and soul. Rivka looked up. Sorry. She looked up and saw Yitzchak, and she saw Yitzchak, and she leaned down from the top of the camel. Rashi saw Yitzchak. She saw his majestic appearance and gazed at him in wonderment. Batipa literally means, and she fell, but it means she let herself down. She didn't fall off. This is not classic, love struck, slapstick comedy. This is different of, she actually dismounted the camel. Unclosed translates as visidechinas, leaned towards the ground, but didn't reach the ground. As we see, she tilted towards the ground. Hati nachadech, tilted your jug. Achini v'yet shamayim, archin l'shenimut l'aretz. Dem kipa l'yital, klemer imit l'aretz l'yigad l'arkarka. She slid partway off the camel. And then she says the following, as she's, I guess, partway down the camel. She asked the Eved, who is this man here is walking the field towards us? And the servant said, he is my master. She took her veil and covered herself. She covered herself. This is a spell reflexive form which expresses a passive meaning, like she was buried and then her neck was broken. The servant told Yitzchak, it's called all the things that he had done. The servant told Yitzchak all the miracles that happened to him, that they were speedy and he got there quickly in one day, and that Rivka appeared right as he finished his prayer to Hashem. Yitzchak brought her to the tent, and she was like Sarah, his mother. He married Rivka, and she became his wife. And he loved her. Yitzchak was comforted after the death of his mother. He brought her to the tent of his mother. He married Rivka, took her as a wife. He loved her. And Yitzchak was comforted after his mother. Rashi, he brought her to the tent of his mother, Sarah. This means the definitive the tent, not a tent of his mother, but the tent. This was a very important, well-known tent.
Miracles.
I'm sorry, take it back. If he brought it to the tent, why does it say the tent of Sarah, his mother? And it's not grammatically precise. If it was grammatically precise, it would have been Oyhela Sara'imai, not the famous tent of his. It would have been just his mother's, Sarah's tent. But it said the tent of Sarah, his mother. It's a little too much superlatives here. So he says that the Sarah's mother is really a secondary point. He brought her to the tent, the known tent of his mother, and she was the spitting image of Sarah's mother, in a sense. Why? She became like his mother, similar to his mother. Because why? When Sarah was alive, there was a candle burning from Erev Shabbos to Erev Shabbos.
Wow.
A blessing was found in the dough. There was a cloud hovering over the tent of the Shekhinah.
Wow.
And once she died, those left. And then when Sarah came, they reappeared.
Whoa.
Well, what is the excuse or reason? I mean, if you look at the Hebrew, I mean, even an illiterate, like, maybe it's because I'm illiterate, but it just says.
By the way,
he
that's
brought-
here about you. You're welcome because we know once you know you're illiterate, you fit well in this class because we all have to know that we know like this much and
Right.
there's anyways.
But it
Yeah.
just, the Hebrew just says, and Yitzhak brought Sarah. I mean,
He brought Rivka to the tent
to
of his
brought-
mother Sarah.
to the tent of his mother Sarah, and then it says Vayikach et Rivka, and he took Rivka. Okay, but it doesn't say anything about she was like Sarah.
So that's exactly what Rashi's saying. And that's so you need Rashi with footnote 49, who's the Gur Aryeh, who knows some Hebrew grammar, and he's telling us Pewy Hebrew grammarians, what's what the issue is, what's bothering Rashi with the grammar.
Okay.
So I'll take his word. Like I don't know. I don't know how grammar works in Hebrew exactly, but
I mean, for the,
it sounds a little too much words going on for that point only. So therefore, he's saying Hoyahela is ready. We know the tent, which tent?
The tent of Sarah.
That's it. Done. So why?
Okay.
So why have to say his mother?
Yeah.
If you're making it like there's the big tent.
Right.
You know what do you mean? You don't mean Barnum and Bailey. I
Right.
mean Sarah's tent.
Okay.
So the fact that it says Sarah Imai, it must it's unnecessary.
Oh, it's unnecessary. We already knew that. Okay.
So it must mean that it's a secondary point that she immediately fit the role of Sarah.
Okay.
Of
Yeah.
what? The
Okay.
miracles that happened.
Right.
Point of the miracles, these
You
miracles
reappeared.
are all tethered to a mitzvah. The mitzvahs are given to a woman. The acronym Chana, the name Chana is also an acronym for Chala. It's a mitzvah given to the women who make the bread, So that was the merit of why her bread was blessed fresh week to week. And Ner, Ner would be, Nun would be Nida, the mitzvah of mikvah. That's what brought the Shekhinah, that brought the special energy, the cloud around because she kept the family purity laws. Hey is an acronym for Hadlakat Nerot, the lighting of candles. She lit the candle, and that's what the miracle was. The candle lasted for a full week. But why did Rashi omit? Rashi, interestingly enough, is not a copy and paste type of guy. He's a curator of midrash. He sometimes will bring partial midrash, like picks and chooses what he wants from midrash. So there's actually in the midrash is a fourth blessing that the house is always open to guests. Why not mention that? Wouldn't that be so fitting? She was as kind as Sarah. The Rashi has mentioned that. So the Lavush Ha'ora, some super commentary of Rashi, says because Rashi's goal is not to give you midrash. His goal is to utilize a mixture of text, grammar, context, and if need be, midrash, to explain the simple narrative. It would not make sense the second she got there that she was opening a soup kitchen. That would have taken a few days.
Mm-hmm.
We're saying that once she came in, it was obvious that the blessings, the miracles associated with Sarah happened immediately. But those are only 3 of the 4 that happened immediately. The other one would take at least a few days. So therefore, he omits the 4th blessing and Sarah omen of inviting